मार्गदर्शन के लिए हम हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करते हैं सर आपका। निश्चित ही आप हम सभी के लिए प्रेरणा स्रोत हैं। भारत के माननीय रक्षा मंत्री आदरणीय श्री राजनाथ सिंह जी का आज के इस सुअवसर पर उपस्थित रहना हम सभी के लिए गौरव का विषय है। इस स्टेडियम में उपस्थित छात्र एवं अधिकारीगण आपके प्रेरणादायक विचारों को सुनने के लिए उत्साहित है सर। मैं श्री राजनाथ सिंह जी से अनुरोध करता हूं कि अपने आशीर्वचनों से हम सभी को संबोधित करें।
बोलिए भारत माता की, भारत माता की
जय।
तेलंगाना स्टेट की Honorable Chief Minister of Telangana, Sri A. Revanath Reddy, Dr. V. Samir Kamath, Secretary DD R&D and the Chairman DRDO, Dr. G. Satish Reddy, President Aeronautical Society of India, Dr. Sri U. Raju, DG Missiles and Strategic System, Mr. Naresh, Indian Founder, Kalam Institute of the Excellence, Sri K. Viswesvaraya Reddy, Member of Parliament, Sri A. K. Gandhi, MLA, Sri Srinivas Reddy, Chairman, Sports Authority of Telangana, senior officials, academicians, industry partners, young and bright students who are gathered here in large number, friends from media, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure to be present on this grand stage addressing you all on the historic occasion of the National Science Day. I am very happy to see this huge gathering of the young, inquisitive and energetic minds present in this great setting. I feel the vibes of positivity in each one of you and am enthused to communicate with you with all my earnestness. Friends, as we know, 28th February is celebrated to honor the discovery of Raman effect by Sri C.V. Raman. On this day, in 1928, Sri Raman discovered that when light is scattered by the molecules, it undergoes change in wavelength. This discovery was significant in physics and earned Sri Raman the Nobel Prize in 1930. The day is celebrated as National Science Day since 1986 with the aim to inspire people, to pursue scientific knowledge and to emphasize the role science plays in shaping our present and our future. Friends, I think this is the great occasion for us. Friends, the National Science Day is one such occasion which not only commemorates the achievements of our scientists, but also encourages the younger generations to take up science and innovation for national development. As you may be aware that this year's theme of the National Science Day is empowering Indian youth for global leadership in science and innovation for Viksit Bharat. This theme is truly reflective of new India's aspiration for progress through innovation and global scientific leadership. Friends, I would like to share with you a special affinity that I personally have with this subject. I have been a student of science in my academic years and was a lecturer in physics early on before entering public life. The day resonates with my own journey, reminding me of the power of curiosity, questioning and exploration, the very foundation of modern science. Friends, it has been my lifelong endeavor to encourage these values, knowing that they are the driving force behind innovation and progress. It is in this context that I feel blessed to address this magnificent gathering today, as I see the multitude of the young people gathered here, I would like to start with a brief historical perspective of human evolution. Through the journey of the scientific development, since the bringing of history, it is a sweeping, although very brief, account for my young friends here to make them understand how human evolution and the scientific progress have been so intertwined. Friends, as some of you would be aware, life started on Earth some 4 billion years ago when some organisms came into being. Throughout this incredibly long journey since, these organisms diversified and multiplied into species of the innumerable forms. There is a general agreement among scholars that the modern human being arrived around 70,000 years ago. These were times when population was very less and land, forests, rivers, rocks in abundance. Man was a hunter or a gatherer of what the nature had endowed the earth with. People had all the resources on earth and very little requirement. But the scene changed around 12,000 years back. When agricultural revolution takes place, people back then took the first steps to sow, nurture, and harvest. In the process, they got tied to a specific piece of land. They settled. They formed small villages near their farmlands and domesticated certain animals too. This continued for a long time. When nothing changed much, history remained almost static. What changed was the space, a life which earlier covered vast expanse of land. As gatherer hunter contracted to the village and the farm of surrounding it. Friends, then about 5 years or so back, the scientific and industrial revolution happened. This further restricted the life largely to towns and cities, where new industries were coming up. With this, life contracted to further limited space. This was a phase of unprecedented material development through scientific and industrial discoveries and inventions. Life changed forever, and we are all products of these scientific discoveries and innovations. Friends, we have not stopped there. What we were witnessing for some 2 or 3 decades in another phase of the human development is the technological revolution. In a mind-boggling phase of the scientific and the technological development, we are now witnessing every day transformative scientific innovations which are influencing our lives in unprecedented ways. The shrinking human space I was talking about just now has in many important aspects ceased to exist now. Today, we are living in cyberspace, working on a cloud, talking to intelligent machines. The physical is getting miniaturized and virtually expanding like the universe. Life has virtually shrunk to a mobile handset. Friends, India was no exception to this development. In fact, it will not be a hyperbole to say that the first nation to have cultivated science was India, our country. Indians had profound knowledge about the heliocentric model of the solar system, value of pi, and the decimal system. It was a fact that we knew the solution to indeterminate equations long before Copernicus and his European contemporaries. Friends, Indian mathematics gave the world the numerals we all use today. Pioneering scholars such as Aryabhatta, Bhaskaracharya, Brahmagupta, Bhatteshwaracharya, Sridharacharya, Sripati Madhavacharya, and many others made significant contributions. Friends, why I am telling you this? To make you understand that when India prospered in science, its economy prospered too. When science flourished in India, India flourished in ancient times. But as the destiny had it, India, at the time of the independence, was both capital scarce and technology scarce. It was also poor in skilled human resource. And India was a low-growth economy. Under the circumstances, it was understood that science was the way forward to improve the rates of the economic development essential for a self-generating economy in industry as well as in agriculture. But the growth and application of science and technology remained slow and patchy in the initial decades of independence. The first real transformation came in agriculture sector with the application of science in what came to be called the Green Revolution. It removed the perennial food grain scarcity in our country. Application of science led to self-sufficiency in agricultural production in India. And this was the first breakthrough in our march to development. It was a victory of science